Final Fantasy. All right, let's knock these out. So Twitter, let's look at this one first. I don't know if you guys knew about this, but Twitter is owned by Elon Musk now. Yeah, if you live under a rock, maybe you might not know that, but I'm pretty sure every other fucking person in the world knows it. So let's go ahead and who? It's Rocket Man, the Rocket guy, you know. And let's see what Ludwig has to say about it. Here we go. Let's watch it.
Elon Musk buying Twitter is the greatest thing to happen to the website. I wake up every morning excited to read the shitstorm that happened the night before, and boy has there been a lot of shit over the past week. We're going to cover it all and cover what Twitter's up to now. But first, we have to be honest with each other. Twitter's always kind of sucked. For the average user, they're kind of shouting out to a void of maybe former high school, college classmates that they're slowly growing more disconnected with. Talking about
Twitter's mainly just for like content creators and for people to follow like you know, their favorite like sports bands and shit, you know? Like that's basically what Twitter is for. It is like you go on and you follow some random ass person and that's about it. I feel like that's how it's always been.
Things that people don't really care about. Tom Brady's the GOAT. Well, take your 5 likes and move on with your day.
Yeah, exactly.
And for influencers, celebrities, is it really better? No. Look at my Twitter, for example. It's all shameless plugs. I tweet infrequently to maximize the amount of likes I get to make it seem like the things that I do are more important. And every day when I tweet, I'm panicking that the wording isn't good enough to get the max amount of likes. It's not true.
I do the same thing. Sometimes I'll lay in bed and think of tweets and I'll put them in drafts and then I'll tweet them out like someday whenever I feel like it, whenever I'm bored.
True, honest discourse. It's not true discussion. The only people who have figured out how to successfully use Twitter are teenage girls. At least the majority. All right? The K-pop fans of the world. They've realized that their collective voice is way more powerful, and they can create cultural trends just
like
by
bullying people. Yes. That's the trend of bullying people for not liking the right person. True.
All being a fan of something and lifting it up.
Yeah,
you see it in the Minecraft community as well. They're the people who drive the culture. All right, it's not me shamelessly plugging, and it's not that dude tweeting about Tom Brady or whatever the hell that you're more and more weirded out by based off his tweets.
Yep.
So Twitter generally sucks.
Right.
So it's kind of fun to see the shitstorm that's been happening, and let me show you just how bad it's been by looking at 3 article titles. All right, this is
I'm gonna have to say that number one, every article title, like, okay, Ludwig, like this video is called "Twitter's Collapsing." You do it, I do it, we all do it. If you were to base the barometer on whether something bad is happening or not off of the headlines of YouTube videos and articles, I'm pretty sure the earth would be on fire by now and we'd all be dead. So it's important to keep that in mind. On top of that, I think Twitter's okay. I don't hate Twitter. I feel like Twitter is good for a content creator and I enjoy being on Twitter, etc. But there are things that are annoying.
3 article titles over the past 2 weeks since Elon took over. Here's the first one. It's October 20th. Elon Musk.
Oh, he did that.
Reportedly wants to lay off 75% of Twitter staff.
There's only 50.
October 27th, Elon Musk says he won't cut 75% of Twitter's workforce. And then, November 4th, Elon Musk begins mass layoffs at Twitter.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the thing, right? Is he wasn't going to lay off 75%. It's more like 50. So, yeah, he was right. He told everybody this. He's like, listen, like, we're not going to have 75% layoffs, guys. It's not going to happen. It's me 73.
Cut 75% of Twitter's staff.
Maybe cut 69%.
Now this happened because he wanted to cut those people because Twitter has 2 major problems. 1, it costs too much to run, and 2, they don't make enough money. Kind of the same issue, but they're all working towards the same goal of being profitable, making their investors happy. And their investor is one guy, and his name's Elon Musk, and he spent $44 billion for this.
That's a lot of money.
He wants to be happy. And it's not really working out. It's not really working out. Why do you lie about the Twitter layoffs? Well, it's because Meta and Google were poaching a lot of the good employees that he wanted to keep. Not to say the ones that he let go were bad, but more so the ones that he valued as good. And so he had to lie, say he wasn't letting them go. Please stay, please stay. And well, he did let them all go. He let them all go. A lot of teams let go. Human rights.
First day of Twitter. Where's this here? Let's see if I read the last day of Twitter. Entire human rights team's been cut from the company. Enormously proud of the work we did to implement UN guiding principles on business, protect those in global conflicts, including crises in Ethiopia. Okay.
Human rights team gone.
Accessibility experiences no longer had so much to do. Worked so hard. Not that many people. So basically, yeah, no accessibility, no human rights. Bro, it's only memes, and if you don't like it, that's too bad.
Accessibility experience.
And he posted, Elon Musk posted, that the Twitter engagement is at an all-time high. So, you know.
Team no longer. The ethics and transparency and accountability team.
What a surprise that one is gone. Was it ever there in the first place?
Also, a lot of those people, Twitter's curation team is gone. He let go people from a team on a project he was tweeting about working on. Stop! Oh my God! An edited from a team.
And paywall bypass for publishers willing to work with us. He fired the team working on this. Okay, yep, they're done.
On a project he was tweeting about working on. Stop! Oh my God, an edited Mogul mail? That's right. If you don't know, I spent a lot of money on paying back someone who scammed a bunch of Twitch streamers out of a bunch of money.
I heard about that.
AKA Slicker. And because of that, I need to add a few ads into some of these videos. And this one I think is actually really fun. It's an ad that I filmed for Marvel Snap. Check it out. It's a fun sketch. All right.
You know, Marvel Snap is actually made by Ben Brode. He was the guy behind fucking... Hearthstone. He was the funny, nice guy that everybody likes seeing on BlizzCon. This is his game.
Back right after with more stuff.
Lud, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I was streaming. It's like a lot of viewers.
You guys are my best friends, so you should know I've always wanted to become a superhero.
This is a different mic.
He's never once said
His
that.
tummy is peeking out.
Not in his entire life.
In a meeting.
Think about it for a moment. There's a lot of money to be made here. Book deals, movies, a video game.
Ooh, we have
I wouldn't want to bet against him.
most of our time making money off of him, now that I think about it.
All right, Lud. What do you have in mind? A billionaire genius who built his own... A billionaire genius who built his own power suit.
I am technology man.
This is just stealing.
That's
We're gonna get sued for this.
I'll get your ass.
How do you stop bad guys?
I can use like technology to destroy people.
Is he trying to talk like Logan Paul?
Next.
Okay. Are you a doctor?
Dr. Weird here to save you.
Why does it need to be weird?
I wouldn't trust you around anyone in my family.
Wait, what's in your pocket?
Weird juice.
Next.
A human tree that can only say their first name.
I bet I can guess what it is.
A Pokemon.
Steve.
I guess wrong.
Oh.
Your friends?
Steve? Mom's name? Steve.
No, he's saying Steve over and over. He's just saying Steve.
I'm actually knowing a kid
Hey,
like
if this is a bad idea, say Steve. That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
No.
Essential worker.
We're the real heroes.
You're Dr. Weird, but without the beard.
Let me be the doctor.
Oh,
Stop,
I can't do any more.
This is not gonna work. This is too much.
I'm sorry, no.
give me a chance. Come on,
bro.
Here all day.
Wait, we gotta call it.
I got one more outfit, guys.
Lud, wait. Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Oh, I'm seeing it. It's a disgusting
Yeah.
chest hole.
Chest hole, man.
It's like he's got a spot for all of his
Yeah.
power.
This is personal. You know, I have a chest hole as well. It's very upsetting. Yeah, I have the same thing he does.
to stop him.
Villains will just be throwing up when they see it.
It's like the size of a Walmart.
I thought it was normal.
Block party. It's wrong.
Oh my
So I went to
God,
like the
but-
pool.
Why not play with the real heroes? The entire Marvel Universe is now in your hands. Marvel Snap, out now.
All right, back to Mogul Man.
There's something funny to me about Galactus that looks like he's from Boss Baby. You know, like, I think that's kind of funny.
And why did he do it? Well, he tweeted out, regarding Twitter's reduction in force,
Galactus.
unfortunately, there's no choice when the company's losing over $4 million a day. Everyone's excited. Everyone exited, was offered 3 months of severance, which is 50% more than legally required.
Yeah.
There's also some issues that he didn't give him a big enough heads up based off the laws. But, you know, that's his problem to deal with.
Yeah.
And then he also tweeted out this. Twitter had a massive drop in revenue due to activist groups pressuring advertisers, even though nothing has changed with the content moderation. We did everything we could to appease the activists. Extremely messed up. They're trying to destroy free speech in America. Wouldn't call that exactly accurate. Here's the big problem. Advertisers, when Elon took over, thought it would be a bit tumultuous. So they just paused. Let's just see how things go.
Well, I think that they paused because the activists said that it was going to go one way. Like, let's not pretend that there wasn't a massive narrative that the moment that Elon took over, you'd be able to say the N-word again. I think that this is very obvious that this happened, and it was clearly a reaction from that. I think that if the reaction for him owning Twitter was going to be, it would be more conservative and more, you know, more in line with advertiser goals. I think it's very obvious that the advertisers would not have paused advertising. It seems much less likely. I think the reason why they did that is because advertisers don't necessarily want to be associated with that kind of stuff because it could hurt their brand. I never really believed that it does. I don't think it does, but advertisers are stuck in some like 1980s fucking time loop or something.
Things haven't exactly gone great. And the problem is there's nobody
crazy if you think big ad companies care about activists. I don't know. I mean, I feel like big ad companies absolutely care about activists. And there's a lot of times where these small groups of activists are able to make a big company do something, especially if it makes the company look bad. Like, if it ever makes the company look like they're helping somebody who, like, hates black people or hates gay people or transsexual people, they will immediately cut that person off. Like, it's happened multiple times. It's not like this is any sort of a surprise. So to say that, like, they don't care, you're right that they don't care about the activists, but they just care about avoiding any sort of drama that the activists could create. So they don't care. You're right, they don't care about the issues. They just care about the negative press the issues could cause them.
Check Elon. Checks and balances are important in life. All right? You know, the first thing I ask when I talk to other streamers is like, hey, do you have someone that keeps you in check? Because you can see when people are surrounded by too many yes men. All right? Kanye, for example. And you need people in your life who can tell you, hey, you're being a bit of a dumbass. I have that. It's called Slimeonder Gaming. And he does it arguably a bit too often. But Elon got rid of that at Twitter. He dissolved the board of directors so nobody gets to call the
cementing his control over the social media platform. I love how they take this. Like, this is 100% like, this is the backstory of Lex Luthor. This is the backstory of, you know, one of these like fucking evil guys or something like that, and he's wearing this fucking outfit. It's actual unironic villain arc. It's amazing.
Shots except for him. Those board of directors, by the way, walked away with a juicy $120 million payout, so shout out to them.
That's a lot of money.
They're living quite large. But he's too erratic to be the chief twit for the advertisers to safely come back. I mean, look at the tweet that he dropped today. To independent-minded voters, shared power curbs the worst excess of both parties. Therefore, I recommend voting for a Republican Congress, given that the presidency is Democratic. Now, I remember a fantastic tweet a few months ago that said Twitter, and especially the heads at Twitter, should be politically neutral. They should just be the town square where people are able to talk about this amongst themselves rather than trying to navigate it for the users of Twitter.
It's very confusing. I think it is. And it's like whenever you say something about that, like, because it is more nuanced than that. I know the tweet that Ludwig is referring to, and I don't think that he ever mentioned that the actual owners of Twitter should not say that. I think that he was saying that the website itself should not have any sort of an inclination towards one side or another. I'd have to go back and read the tweet again myself because I don't perfectly remember it, but that is what I do remember. However, speaking as an individual is different than speaking as or for a company. I think that's definitely what's going to happen. But whenever you're the main guy, here's really what it comes down to. Whenever you're the main guy and you've dissolved the board of directors and the only person that Twitter is accountable to is you, it's very easy to say that the views of Elon Musk are synonymous with the views of Twitter. Now, maybe in a technical way and an operational way, that's not really true, and I hope that it's not true. But it's kind of like what happened with Ethan Klein, where like Ethan was technically breaking the rules, but at the same time, it does make Elon Musk look bad for banning him. And that's just what happens. You see kind of what I'm saying here? The board of directors were terrible. I don't agree with or disagree with Elon's decision to remove the board of directors. How could I possibly have any insight onto that? Also, the board of directors probably would not offer or function as any sort of a checks and balance with Elon. I don't think that would really happen. Maybe they would, maybe they would not. I think that it makes sense that Elon Musk is obviously not happy about the way Twitter was being run. So logically, it would make sense that if he is running the company, he would remove the people that were making decisions that he disagreed with. I think this just is common sense, especially assuming that he might know more about the topic than we do. So I'm not necessarily going to give this a free pass or not, but it does certainly look bad. And whenever you tweet something like this, it's kind of like the technical non-hypocrisy. Whenever, like, technically it's not hypocritical versus what he said before, but to an average reader, it's going to seem that way because he effectively represents Twitter. Do you see kind of what I'm saying? Elon brought the ban on himself. He just didn't broke the TOS. Ethan Klein explicitly broke the TOS. It is without a question that Ethan broke the TOS. If you read it, it's that simple. There's no question about it. There is no maybe about it or anything like that. It is not even close. However, that's not what's being discussed. What's being discussed is how people perceive the truth. Because he just changed it? I don't think that he did. So you're saying that Elon Musk changed the impersonation rule? Because my understanding with the impersonation rule, and this is what I read myself, is that you had to have it both in your bio and also in your name. And whether that name is your account name, like, you know, after it's like the, you know, like right there it says Elon, or let's say it says Connor, right? And so you'd have to say Connor parody or Connor Eats Pants parody. I don't know which one of the two it is, but it is one of those two. 100% it is one of those two, and that was not noted in Ethan's account. So I can see how he clearly broke the rules, but again, it's not about whether somebody broke the rules or not, or whether things were right or not. It's about whether people perceive it to be that way. There's a lot of times where, you know, things get spun in a way that's a little bit disingenuous, and then everybody just believes that. That's all there is to it. It's kind of like a really good example of this is the, remember like the lady who sued McDonald's for pouring hot coffee on herself? And I originally thought this was an example of, you know, just like legal ramifications and you know, overbearing legal language and legal control in the country, and just another example of that. And I think that a lot of people view it that way, but if you actually look into it, it's because McDonald's was like not adhering to like FDA rules for like fucking months, maybe years at this point. They were intentionally breaking the rules to save money, and then they finally basically got fined for that with this lawsuit. So if you don't understand the context behind it, you can view it in another lens. And I think that lens is the way that the public sees it. And that's the problem, is that whenever the public sees something that at face value looks hypocritical, most people are not going to try to think past that, because with somebody like Elon Musk, who's widely regarded as a smart person, and before you say, oh no, Elon Musk is dumb, guys, it's 8 in the morning. We probably stayed up all night watching video games. You're probably not smarter than the richest guy in the world. So just let's go ahead and just, you know, like, let's lower the egos a bit, right? Even if you disagree with him or you think he's, you know, dumb on something else, Elon Musk is clearly not a stupid person, okay? And the fact is that other people think this. So the moment that they think that, you know, like, oh, I got one over on the smart person, right? I've found an intellectual inconsistency in the richest man man in the world and widely regarded as like a visionary for the future by many people. This is a very, very common thing. Even if you don't agree with it, I see it all the time, like with that article, or sorry, that interview that we watched yesterday. So the allure of being able to have that intellectual advantage over a person like Elon Musk is too great for people to actually look at it analytically. Do you see kind of what I'm saying? I think I explained that well. Yeah, does that make sense? What's this here? Can you share the interview again? I'd have to watch it again. And, yeah, if anyone doesn't agree with me, doesn't share my worldview, equals he's dumb. Sort of quite sad. People in tech are in much Musk derangement syndrome phase of their lives. I don't care about that. I'm talking about the idea and how it affects people. Like, I don't care about, like, whether you like Elon Musk or not. Who gives a fuck?
Oh, yeah, that was Elon Musk that said that. That was,
okay.
Right.
It must be politically neutral. So he said it must be, he is not Twitter. Twitter's, his personal opinions do not necessarily reflect Twitter's, but you can easily, again, make the argument that because he dissolved the board of directors and he is effectively the sole decision maker, Twitter's actions and Twitter's vision politically would align with his own. So do you see kind of what I'm saying is that, like, you kind of, you're setting yourself up a trap. You're setting up a trap for a lot of people to walk into.
Okay, for them to deserve public trust, it has to be politically neutral. Okay, right. Fair enough. No, fair enough.
He is Twitter.
Okay, you know, hey, April Elon hit different. Elon hit different, and that's not all. That's not all. They ran into a bit of a PR disaster because Elon tweeted this out. Going forward, any Twitter handles engaging in impersonation without clearly specifying parody will be permanently suspended. Previously, we issued a warning, but now we are rolling out widespread verification. There will be no warning.
Okay. And
H3H3 decided to test that by changing his name to Elon Musk, having the verified checkmark, saying, Ghislaine Maxwell is extremely decent woman.
I don't know how to say her name either.
Hashtag free Ghislaine. Had parody account in the bio, replied said parody account, and what do you think happened?
He got banned. I knew it.
Didn't really work out. Didn't really work out. Elon Musk is fucked. He signed up to buy a company.
I really think that I think H3H3 is in the wrong here. You know, if you look at it, it's in my info and header, and if you read the rules of Twitter, it explicitly states that it has to be in your name. It is explicitly stated. Like I mean, I feel like there's no argument in this, because if you read the Twitter rules, there are two things that the Twitter rules says that you have to have. It says it has to be in your bio, and it says it has to be in your account name. Now, how much do you want to bet account name is either Elon Musk or H3H3 Productions? Because it's certainly not the bio. It's not where he lives. It's not his website. It's not his background picture. It has to be one of these two. So on a technical basis, Ethan broke the rules and he got suspended. Now, I think this is not I don't think this is a massive big deal. I think they should unsuspend him after a while, but he did break the rules. I will not hear that this did not happen. It fucking happened. It's not even a question. In a comment, someone with parody got suspended. Oh, I'm not sure. Parody gotten read. He tweeted a reply. There was a parody. You have to be pretty fucking stupid not to understand it was a parody after all that. So this is where I disagree with you, Archangel, and here's why. So let me go ahead and read this right here. So if you look at this tweet right here, and you read the name, and you read this name, you don't have access to any of the information that says that it's a parody until you actively engage with the account. So at a face value, the account could look authentic to somebody who is not clicking on it. Can you not just click on it? No, I think a lot of people won't click on it. Are we really going to pretend like people are going to click on it whenever everybody bases their opinion off of the title of a news headline and doesn't actually read the article? No, that's not what people are going to do. They're just going to read the headline and not think any farther. I mean, I don't think that I'm being unreasonable with thinking this at all. I think it's very fair. What's the difference between Elon owning Twitter and you owning your stream? They're both platforms. Well, because I don't own my stream. That's the difference. Why are you splitting hairs? This man's clearly a fucking man-child. Can't take any criticism. Claim comedy is now legal after he bought Twitter and basis of free speech absolutism. What the hell? Why am I splitting hairs? Because it's important to know what actually happened and what didn't happen. I don't think that it's a good idea to just effectively like average out what you disagree with and then or what the nuance is that makes you wrong because you believe that you're right. Like it doesn't really matter to me. Like the truth in reading the rules is not splitting hairs. This is just reading what the rules are. Ethan's account was manually banned by Elon. Well, I'm sure that Elon Musk probably maybe didn't know about it, but probably had some sort of direction to do that or something like that. I don't know. And so, yeah, also, like, I don't think that, like, free speech, I think that most people, I would say, like, 98%, this is a random number, I have no actual data for this, but I think this is a common sense perspective that a lot of people have, is that free speech is okay if it's not breaking the law. So, like, for example, impersonation. It's breaking the law. I don't think many people think that impersonation is a good thing. Nobody here thinks impersonation is good, right? Like, nobody thinks, like, oh, real free speech is that you can impersonate somebody and then, like, maybe can you also say to burn down a building, too? Like, it's just, that's crazy. I don't know why people are choosing this hill to die on, because I feel like it's just a very, it's a very bad argument. Funny how Elon bought Twitter for free speech, yet here he is personally censoring something that goes against his views or memes. So I'm literally the exact opposite of what he argued for. And the problem is that that type of like low-level analysis hypocrisy is so appealing to people because it makes them feel smart that it's more important than the truth is. So because they can feel smart by thinking that they're smarter and they're able to trick, like catch Elon in, like a fucking catch-22 here, they're uninterested in looking at the actual information because the actual information would make them look wrong. You see what I'm saying? Was a parody account of Elon Musk before? Why all of a sudden? Because they put it in your header? Well, it's not all of the sudden. I mean, I don't know if somebody has the Wayback Machine for Twitter to like look 2 months ago to see what the rules on impersonation were. It's not dumb. Elon's trying to cover up how dumb it is to monetize the verification checkmark. Don't be delusional. Well, is there anybody that disagrees? Disagrees with this? Opinion does not equal truth here. There are rules, and you can interpret them as you view them. So, are you saying that your interpretation of the rules was that account name and handle did not mean this name and this name? Are you telling me that that is your interpretation? As a intellectually honest person, that your interpretation is that account name and handle do not refer to the name of the account as set by the user and the URL of the account. Guys, I mean, I feel like we've this isn't really an interpretation. You know what I mean? Pretty sure you just applied a rule that was effectively disregarded. Maybe he did. I don't know. And let's see here. What if you change the Elon Musk? Will that count as a parody or will that still break the rules? I don't know. I have no idea. Go try it and find out. Really going to rabbit hole has nothing to do with the problem. Accounts were demonstrating how utterly fucking stupid the $8 verification was, for fuck's sake. No, I don't think that was stupid at all. After Ethan and Kathy got banned, I haven't seen anybody impersonating Elon anymore. I feel like it worked pretty well. Am I wrong? Like, have you guys seen people doing that? I don't see anybody doing that. I think it solved it really fucking quick.
And what do you think happened? Didn't really work out. Didn't really work out. Elon Musk is fucked. He signed up to buy a company for $44 billion, realized it wasn't worth nearly that much, tried to back out of the deal, realized he couldn't, and he was going to get sued and forced to buy it, so then he tried to buy it and make a good out of a fucked bad situation.
And
but
here we are.
Realistically, he just got signed up to a $30 billion company that he spent $44 billion to buy. And he's trying to make changes so that it's a profitable business. That makes sense. But really, he's just showing us an absolute 4K masterclass on how not to run a company. Way too much in the public eye in every decision he makes.
I do agree with this, that whenever you're running a company, and this is his own prerogative to do this, and this is how he's always done things, it's all how he's always going to do things. It's like it's like if you sign up to work with this guy, if you sign up to deal with this guy, this is what you're gonna get. And if you expect to get something else, you're fucking insane. But I would say that making all of those tweets about owning Twitter and all these things and about who to vote for and stuff, these are not good for his image. I would argue that these are absolutely not good for his image. They are confusing for a lot of people.
Makes advertisers more worried and more scared, and his big sweeping decisions have no oversight. There's nobody to tell him no. There's nobody to give him a little pushback. He'll fire you if you do. So his $8 a month verification will probably end up oversaturating the amount of verified users, creating a lot of bad faith verified users who are scamming through crypto schemes, which happens all the time on Twitter.com, and making the currently verified people no longer care about being...
well, what's unfortunate is that a lot of the people that are fucking scamming with crypto, like look at Ice Poseidon. Is Ice Poseidon still verified on Twitter? I'm pretty sure he is, right? Yeah, Ice Poseidon is still verified on Twitter. He admitted on the CoffeeZilla interview that he scammed people with crypto, and he didn't get unverified. I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, it's not good. Why would he? Well, I mean, if I was Twitter, I would unverify him. Yeah, I would. And this is coming. I liked Ice Poseidon a lot. I really did. I thought his streams were next level whenever he first started making content, and I think not enough people give him respect. So I'm not trying to shit on everything Ice has ever done, but the crypto shit was wrong. It was, and I would tell it to his face. I would, because I was surprised he did it. I was surprised he did it, and it was disappointing to see that, because I feel like he just straight up scammed people. Yeah, he just straight up fucking scam people. Like, how's this even a conversation? Says a scammer? Yeah, but like, I'm not scamming people with real money, right? I mean, like, it's very different. Like, yeah, I scam people in like Warcraft for gold. Yeah, and also like, by the way, it wasn't a good thing for me to do. But let's not equate crypto scamming and real life money to video game gold.
Being verified, so they'll just immediately stop their verification. Me, for example, I don't care to be verified if I have a user next to me that's Elon Musk 43 tweeting out an Ethereum scam every 5 minutes. It makes the...
Weren't you on a website that did that? Yeah, I think I'm actually still on that website. Yeah, I remember that very well. It happened yesterday.
Verification seem a whole lot lamer. Plus, at this point, I've built enough of a following that I don't really need the verification. You can see the follower amount, and that probably does it for you, right? You know, if there's another account called Ludwig Ogren or Mogul Mail that has about 1,000 followers, they're gonna be fake, and people are smart enough to figure it out, that out. So,
no, they're fucking not, dude. Okay, so one time, I made a fucking character on a server, and I was gonna do death rolls, and so I was taking money to do death rolls, and I made my name Asmongold, and some guy made his name Asmongold or Asmongold, and this dude, after I collected all my money, opened up trade with me on a trial account and put in 600,000 gold because some dumb fucks went over and they traded him the gold thinking that he was me because they didn't read his name. So I know how, like, my dad always gets mad at people driving around. I never do, because I know how stupid people are. I've raided in WoW for years. This is, if you think that it's bad now, we're not even halfway there. People are so fucking stupid. Yeah, it was a stupid tax. It was. I told him to give them their money back, and he's like, I'm not going to do it. It's like, well, you just probably taught him a lesson. It was worth it, guys. Everybody traded them your money. You just learned a valuable lesson, and it only cost you 100,000 gold. It's like 10 bucks, and you're going to remember this. I remember the same shit happened to me. One time, in Path of Exile, I went to buy a Cortex map. Son of a bitch swapped it out for a Twisted Distant Memory. He got me. He did. I never let that shit happen again. That was a too exalted orb mistake. Classic. I got finessed. It happened like 2 years ago, too. Fuck.
Their one value of verification becoming a pay-to-win system, at best, is going to eliminate a little free speech. Why? Well, because Elon Musk said that he's going to promote all the verified users.
Yeah.
They'll be at the top of the replies, the top of the RTs, and they'll be in the algorithm. And so if you're not a paying user, your messages are going to be hidden.
That's right. So it's like if you're going to vote, well, I mean, like, actually, we kind of already have that. Never mind.
Doesn't really seem like the town square of free speech that Elon Musk was gunning for when he was shitting on Twitter so much a few months ago. It just seems like he has a headache, and at the next and earliest convenience, he will try to pawn it off on someone else, which is probably a great decision because, hey, send rockets to space. That I like looking at them. That's fun
cool.
to do. The less of the Twitter stuff. It's not really working out for you, bud. All right, that's all with Twitter, and hopefully we don't have to talk about it again.
Oh, dude, you know you're going to make another video. I know I'm going to react to it. This is going to be content for at least the rest of this year. It's probably going to be going into next year. This is one of the best things to happen to us. This is so good. Like, I mean, I'm sorry to fucking give everybody the black pill here. But, yeah, this is great for us. Or at least it is for me.
Thanks for watching. See y'all later. See you guys in Parlor. I'm just kidding. I'm going to stay on Twitter because I'll just shamelessly plug my stuff, and that works out for me. So, really, it's just an advertising thing for me. I'll keep it going if it works. You know what I mean? I don't really care. Plus, I'm bad at Instagram. Taking pictures is hard, man. And I get embarrassed when I post on TikTok. All right, I'm Solon. See you later. Goodbye. Subscribe. Goodbye.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Like, I'm so bad at posting on Instagram. Like, every once in a while, I feel like my posts on Instagram are, like, kind of dog shit. Like, every single time that I make a post, it's pretty much the same exact thing. It's just a picture of myself, and I've showered within, like, the last probably week or so. Yeah, I thought about making an Instagram where all I do is post pictures of steaks that I made. I'm not sure if we're going to do that or not, but it's something that I've considered. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like if I did that, it would probably do only steaks. It would do probably better than my normal Twitter. Or, sorry, my normal Instagram. Anyway, let's see. So basically, I do think that Ludwig is clued in on a lot of these things, right? Even if I ultimately disagree that, like, let's say Ethan did not deserve to get suspended, I think he did. I still think that it looks really bad for Elon Musk. It does certainly look bad for him, and I want to make sure that that's understood and clear, because I don't want people to think or something like that. I don't want them to think that, like, I am, like, really in favor of this or not. I think that, honestly, there are points on both sides. I think that there's a lot of disingenuous framing of things, but I also think that it was not good for him to make these decisions. So, if that makes sense. Let's see here. I think Reddit's more of an echo chamber and has dumber people than Twitter, due to them thinking that they're the smart ones. Everybody thinks that they're the smart ones, so it's nothing special. Let's see here. Only looks bad because people are crying. Yesterday you said Ethan shouldn't have been banned and it wasn't clear. You're right. I did originally, and then after reading the rules and looking at it analytically, I changed my opinion because I thought it was wrong. After reevaluating the rules and looking at like the other information, it was evident. So that's why. And analytically, yeah, I did. I mean, I feel like I looked at it in a better way than a lot of people are looking at it. Absolutely. I was trying to tell you that yesterday. I think the arguments that people were using yesterday were not convincing to me. As soon as I saw the actual page itself, I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Because like I thought that the only notion of this was Elon's post about impersonation. I didn't know that impersonation was explicitly covered in the TOS. I was not aware of that. I was not aware of what it said. So I didn't know that. And not all of them, yeah, of course. And so that's just what happens sometimes, right? And I try to be as accurate as possible. Some people try to double down on things that they're wrong because they're worried about people thinking that they are inaccurate. I try to do the opposite. If I'm wrong about something, I try to let everybody know. That way nobody is getting any bullshit. Let's see here. Main problem with Reddit is individual mods and subreddits being able to ban anyone, while Twitter, you only have to worry about Elon himself. That's not true. You can have other different communities and people I disagree with that, because let's say you post you post a tweet under somebody else's tweet, and it's like, a content creator you don't like, and then that content creator blocks you. Like, well, then what are you going to do? Are you going to, like, follow them on, like, an incognito account or, like, a second account and then try to tweet out the same stuff? You can do that on Reddit. I don't think that there's a problem with echo chambers. And, I do think there's a problem with them, but I don't think there's a problem with them that is actionable. I don't think that you have the right to tell another person that they're not allowed to be in an echo chamber. Does that make sense? People, I think, this is also part of the First Amendment. A lot of people forget about this, but there's also freedom of assembly. And if you want to get a bunch of dumb fucks together who think the earth is flat to talk about flat gang, you can do that. You can do that, and that is a great thing in this country. Thank fucking God for that. So yeah, echo chambers, everything, every freedom is a double-edged sword. My dad used to always tell me every tool is a weapon. Keep that in mind. Swords to plowshares goes the other way too. Flat gang, yeah. Here's the video right here. I really, as I said, Mogul Mail is one of my favorite YouTube channels. I love watching it. I love hearing Ludwig's takes on things because I think he's really keyed in with how people think about them. So yeah, make sure to give him a like, give him a sub if you haven't already. We watch a lot of his stuff. Prevent stupidity, it's not going to work. Yeah, you can't always do it. Not everyone has to be an expert in every topic. No, you don't have to. I think that I wish people would spend more time clarifying that they're not an expert in something or that they don't really know what they're talking about. I feel like one of the unfortunate things about Joe Rogan is he does this a lot and people think that he's stupid. But of course he's not going to make a statement about something that he's not a tenured expert on whenever he has an audience of millions of people. I think that's fair. How can you consider any of this even remotely intelligent when it seems like Musk's entire plan has been blowing up in his face? Lost advertisers, layoffs causing additional mass exodus and employees. Elon's trying to hire back laid off workers. The site's one error from being down forever. Well, it's because so was SpaceX. SpaceX was one rocket ship failure away from being over. He talked about that in an interview before, and it was, I think, their fourth launch that actually was successful. So I think that anybody who is successful in any sort of company or anything like that knows that even if you have a rocky start, you have things go bad at the beginning, you have to keep powering through it. And it's not necessarily whether you have problems or not that defines whether you're going to be a successful company. It's how you address them and move forward from them. So I think that's true. Like, I think another example of this on a much, much smaller level is Starforge. Whenever Starforge got announced, we had a lot of problems with, like, the PCs, and we spent a lot of time, like, that night, even addressing all of those concerns and really trying to double down on making it better. So, yeah, we had some problems at the beginning, and we were able to fix that afterwards and improve the experience and like, what users are getting. So I think this is still in the early days. I do think you're right. It doesn't look good. I'm not trying to pretend like everything is great and he's going to save everything. We know it for sure. No, it could go fucking completely bad. And it is going bad so far. All I'm saying is that that doesn't necessarily mean that things are always going to go bad. I'm waiting to see how it goes. Good company needs to go to the edge of disaster. You'd be surprised at how often that happens. It happens quite often.